Hello, good morning. Good Monday to you, wherever you are, whatever time it is. I hope that everyone is doing well, that everyone had a safe weekend. I know it was a big weekend for some in terms of work. If you're in the retail industry or if you're in hospitality, I'm sending you a lot of love. If you were on your feet working all weekend, I'm sending you a lot of love. We had a we opted out, as we always do, of the big Black Friday thing. I don't follow that, and I don't want my store to be contributing to that energy. It feels like it's a big energy of you know, competition, and that's not really my approach in anything. So instead, we just stayed shut that day, but then, over the weekend, it was still really busy. So, um, sending love to anybody who's in retail and who's on their feet for long hours. Um, Good afternoon, Natalie. Hello, Paris. Hi, Mona. Nice to see you. Oh, thank you, Paris says, good for you. Thank you. We started that tradition a long time ago. And, in recent years, occasionally, like I've been open, but it doesn't feel right. So it's best just to sort of take those 2 days for reflection on all that's happening in the world. And today we're going to be dedicating our practice to the people who are currently um, protesting in China around COVID restrictions. And I think it's a very kind of interesting moment politically, because protests around the COVID restrictions, as I look at it, it's not only protests around those restrictions, it's protests against the culture of restriction. And I am hoping, I was reading an article this morning early that said that people are unaccustomed to protest there and unaccustomed to standing up to the government. And when they do, they don't always feel like they know what to do or how to do it, and that there's a lot of fear and nervousness around that. So, sending strength and fortitude to the people of China and all of those who protest against authoritarianism, and all of those who are taking a stand for um, human freedom, the freedom just to find one's own way, which is all any of us can actually really do. And it's really tough. It's a tough political conversation about COVID restrictions versus lack of restriction. I feel that there must be a middle ground somewhere, and I hope that in time we will find it. So let's hold in our hearts all of those who are struggling, who are scared, who are rising up, who are taking matters into their own hands in terms of confronting authoritarianism. And let's also hold all of those who have passed on in the last few days, and all of those families who are grieving the loss of somebody in the last few days. I know it was my father's death anniversary, and I actually saw so many other people um, who also had significant death anniversaries this past weekend. So, for everyone who was sitting with that grief, and we're calling out to Santa Muerte, who receives, watches over, and protects the dead, who watches over and protects the living, who knows that day that we will come into her embrace, and who safeguards us in this life and beyond. Madre mía, Santa Muerte, ante las dificultades de la vida, ayúdame. En mis desaciertos, ilumíname. En mis soledades, acompáñeme. En las horas difíciles, fortaléceme. En más tentaciones, defiéndeme. En las peñas y tristezas, consuélame. Con tu inmenso poder, protégeme. Con tu infinito amor, ámame. Con tu gran bondad, mírame. Con tu mano providente, guíame. Así sea por siempre. Amen. And we are finishing out this month with the Priestess of Light Oracle before we move into our month with the Dear Mother on December 1st. And this is the week that we're going to do that. I can't believe it. It feels, I mean, I just got home, so it really is like November is a blink of an eye for me in this practice. But the Dear Mother begins on the 1st. On the 3rd, is it the 3rd? Let's see here. On the 3rd and 4th of this week, so Saturday and Sunday, I will be at the Goddess Crafts Fair in Sebastopol, and I'll have a booth, and I'll be doing readings, and I'll be selling my goods. And so if you feel like coming out, if you're in the area, I'd love to see you. You can look it up online, Goddess Crafts Fair. It's, really, really wonderful event. And I also have coming up a class I'm teaching at the Lilith Institute about the Dear Mother. So if you're curious about the Dear Mother, you'd like to know more, you might want to look at the Lilith Institute and see if you can get into that class. I don't know, it might be full, but Devora is amazing. She's handling that. And let's see, what else? And then I'm thinking about putting up today a Cyber Monday kind of thing for New Year's readings. So if you've been thinking about, getting a reading for the coming year, I'm going to have a little sale today. So watch my social media and the Sacred Well social media to get the discount code if you'd like to book a session with me for the last week of December and get your New Year's reading. All right, so let's see what our card is today. Miracles. And the key word for this card is ancient wisdom. And hi, Nim. Hi, Rowan. Hi, Rhiannon. It's good to see you. Okay, let's see what this miracles card says. I like the sound of it. The High Priestess holds the spark of human consciousness between her fingers, gathering the energy of the heavens above and connecting it to the resonance of the earth below. Serenely focused, she aligns these powerful frequencies with the unseen vibrations of universal intention. She is the priestess of mysteries, representing miracles, divinity, and magical wisdom and power. Ancient societies vibrated at a frequency power enough to build miraculous structures, including the Great Pyramids of Egypt and the singular stone obelisks, and also things like Stonehenge and the Trevithick and the other major standing stone arrangements of Neolithic Europe and megalithic Europe. Arranged in formations designed to direct massive amounts of energy, they reveal the magical feats achievable by harnessing the power of ancient wisdom and inner knowing. This card tells you that you now have the ability to approach your life in this profoundly aligned way. You are moving into a time when miracles of every nature can be manifested. In fact, they are your birthright. Great accomplishments are yours when you let go of the striving and open yourself to the ancient wisdom quietly filtering through that part of your consciousness connected to the eternal truths. The blue light of Reiki radiates around this priestess, indicating that these upcoming miracles may include healing. You have the wisdom to reestablish order and balance in your physical, mental, and emotional life. This is a reminder to engage in sacred physical practices such as yoga, dance, Tai Chi, Qigong, or walking in nature, as well as sacred mindful practices such as meditation and prayer while we're doing that. Focus and serenity will power your consciousness creation as you journey deep into your inner knowing. You are a seer, you are a great manifester, and your own ancient wisdom will unlock the door to life changing miracles. Wow, I love this. And by the way, if you are counting the mantras for this practice, you can either leave them in the comments of the broadcast that you're watching, either YouTube or Facebook, or in the Goddess Temple app under the Devotion and Grace tab. You can find a place to post your counts. And I'd love to receive them because we are getting down to the wire. So let's talk about this card for a minute. I want to talk about miracles, about the concept of the miraculous. Miracles are taught to many of us as major, extraordinary events, things that go beyond the day to day life. And I think that it is true that there are extraordinary events that happen in our lives that then feel particularly miraculous. But I feel like it's easier to spot those big miracles than it is to spot the small miracles of everyday life. The autonomic breathing system of our bodies, that is an absolute miracle. The fact that every morning when we wake up, that we can actually bask in the light of the sun, and getting the light of the sun on our eyelids triggers a serotonin response that makes our bodies feel strong, whole, well, healthy, happy. That's miraculous. The birth of babies in the animal realm, in the human realm, is miraculous. So miraculous that even though doctors claim to have it figured out, there are huge parts of the fertilization and gestation and birthing process that do not have satisfactory awareness. The reality is, each of us carries within ourselves every day 1,000 little miracles. And it's through the awareness of those smaller scale miracles that we then can become attuned to the fact that miracles are not extraordinary. They are part of everyday life. And if the miracles that keep us breathing, waking up, going to sleep, being able to have babies and, kittens and puppies, and the sun that shines, and the miracle of the whole mushroom realm, and like how fungus propagates itself and its amazing capacity to devour like oil spills and transmute all the negative effects. Those kinds of ordinary miracles are for us like the more we notice them, the more we form a pathway to seeing that we have the capacity to interact with so many miracles every single day. And the more we notice that, the more we are attuned to it, the bigger the miracles are, the more amazing we start to see the stuff of our everyday lives. Like if I just was in the right place at the right time, I just happened to say something to someone and they responded. I just happened to go to this place and not that one. Times where it was like, wow, I was lamenting about that flat tire, but then I saw that there was a big car pileup and I would have been in it. The times when we're thinking like, wow, if I hadn't just happened to sort of say those words to that person at that moment, they wouldn't have known that I needed help with that thing and said, oh, I have exactly that thing to help you. So each of us has this capacity to witness the extraordinary inside of the ordinary. And when we do, we really begin to manifest, I guess is the word. I would say it's more like attract more and more of that miraculous energy into our lives. Because by placing our attention on that, what we're doing is we're nourishing it with our life force, as opposed to nourishing a narrative that the miraculous is just for special occasions or just for other people. We are miraculous and we are allowed to be miraculous and we're allowed to have miraculous things happen every day in the ordinary course of our events. So let's go ahead today and notice the miracles. I have one other little comment on this, which is don't forget the obstacle miracles. There are going to be times in your life where something feels like it's an obstacle, feels like it's a hardship, feels like, man, the universe is just raking me over the coals. And then later on, you find that in fact, that little obstacle made it so that something much greater could have happened than what you were originally planning for yourself. Typically, it's my experience that the universe will give more to me than I would give to myself if I just allow myself to surrender in an empowered way to my obstacle miracles. Obstacle miracles have been responsible for some of the greatest transformations of my life. Times where I would have clung, kicking and screaming to an old way of being if I hadn't been forced by an obstacle miracle to go in a new direction. And looking back, I'm so grateful. So let's be in our gratitude for the obstacle miracles, paying attention, that breakup, the loss of that job, the end of that particular roommate situation, the end of that particular, uh, you know, participation in an activity. Sometimes we might feel like, oh no, things are changing and I don't like it and I don't want that to happen. But then what lies on the other side of it has the capacity to be better than you would have given yourself. So when in doubt, follow the path of empowered surrender. Say yes to the obstacle miracle. Say, show me to the universe. Like, you know, sometimes you have to sort of be like, okay, not what I planned, but is it possible that what I planned is not as good as what's going to happen now? So, trusting the process. And when you go in to your obstacle miracles, trusting the process with empowered surrender, you find the truly extraordinary power of your capacity to receive. Let's all be the high priestess of our own lives today, noticing the miracles where they arise. And that's our short bit, if that's what you're here for. Hi, Amy. Hi, Kismet. Good to see you. And hi, folks on YouTube. I see you there. So now let's dive in. We're going to do 3 prostrations before the Shrine of Guan Yin, and we're going to get into it. We're over 850,000. I think we're at like 859,000. Won't it be great when we get to 1,000,000? That's why you have to log your counts. So put them in the comments today. Don't forget. And we're doing today a regular round of each mantra and then 2 rapid recitations. That only adds like maybe 5 minutes to the practice. It goes quickly, but then it will give us that little extra burst of energetic life force and maybe a little greater ease in our ability to receive our obstacle miracles and be in empowered surrender. And let's take refuge. Namo Guru Be. I take refuge in the inner teacher. Namo Buddhaye. I take refuge in the great mother of compassion. Namo Dharmaye. I take refuge in the wisdom of the ages. Namo Sanghaye. I take refuge in the community of practitioners. And let's set our intention. And we're holding today all of those people in China who are rising up against authoritarianism, and people all over the world rising up against authoritarianism. And let's recite the four immeasurables. May I be a source of loving kindness in this world and all worlds, bringing a generous heart to all my thoughts and doings. May I be a vehicle of compassion in this world and all worlds, ever mindful and aware of the tremendous suffering of others. May I be a brimming vessel of joy in this world and all worlds, delighting in the happiness of others as their suffering is alleviated. May I be a balance point of equanimity in this world and all worlds, seeing all as equals and all as deserving of goodness. I light this candle as a symbol of the enlightening Dharma way. May it shine brightly for the benefit of all beings. I light this incense as an offering to Guan Yin, she who hears the cries of the world, mother of all. Om Ahum. 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 Reverently I prostrate with my body, speech, and mind, and present clouds of every type of offering, actual and virtual. I confess all my destructive actions accumulated since beginningless time, and rejoice in the meditation of all holy and ordinary beings. Please, Guanyin, remain until the end of samsaric existence, and turn the wheel of Dharma for sentient beings. I dedicate my own merits and those of others to the great enlightenment. 108 recitations of Namo Guanxi Pusa in our slow format, then 2 in quick format, calling out to Guanyin and asking her to come to roost in our hearts and to help us perceive the miracles of loving kindness and compassion that are in our world every day. Namo Guanxi Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxi Pusa. Namo Guanxi Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxi Pusa. Namo Guanxi Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxi Yin 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 Pusa. And rapid recitations. Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa. And one more round. Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa, 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 Guanxin Pusanamo 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 Guanxin Namo Guanxin Pusanamo 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 Namo Guanxin Pusanamo 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 Namo Guanxin Pusanamo Guanxin Pusanamo Guanxin Pusanamo Guanxin Pusanamo Guanxin Pusanamo Guanxin Namo Guanxin Pusanamo 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 Guanxin Pusa. And our brief practice for Yeshit Sogel, Ying Shitaki Somo Karchansa, Dusum Kunjimpe Majuneki, Sangso Dupo Dechen Sogel Mar, So Wadip, So Chiptin Nujup So. Mother of Space, foremost of Dakini's Lady Karchansa, gatherer of the vast secret treasury of Padmakara, knower of all past, present, and future, Mother Tsogil, great bliss queen, to you we pray, grant us cities, ordinary and supreme. Ying Chitaki Somo Karchansa, Dusum Kunjimpe Majuneki, Sangso Dupo Dechen Sogel Mar, So Wadab So Chukdin Nudrup So. And 108 recitations in our regular way of Om Mani Padme Hum, followed by 2 rounds of rapid recitations. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 And another rapid recitation. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Padme Hum. Om Mani 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 Padme Hum. I'm gonna pay me, 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 I'm gonna pay me. I'm gonna pay me, 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 I'm gonna pay me. Oh, money, pay me, I'm gonna 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 pay me. And one more. I'm gonna pay me, 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 I'm gonna pay me. I'm gonna pay me, 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 I'm gonna pay me. I'm gonna pay me, 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 I'm gonna pay me. I'm gonna pay me, 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 I'm gonna pay me. I'm gonna pay me, 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 I'm gonna pay me. And let's give thanks for our teachers. May all of my blessed teachers enjoy long, happy, healthy, productive lives and great support for their good works. May all beings benefit from their wisdom. May they enjoy a swift and happy rebirth. And long life prayer for Lamadechin Yeshivangmo. Om Sosti. Through the powerful blessings of the immortal Pema Jungye and his consort, may the three secret qualities of the Dakini of supreme bliss, Yeshivangmo, be utterly stable, and may the light of her activities shine on the lotus groves of the teachings and of beings so that they blossom in radiant splendor. And let's dedicate the merit. May the merit of this practice and all of my activities be of endless benefit to all beings in all realms, beginningless and continuous. May all obstacles be overcome and suffering cease at the sound of liberation. May all beings be free from suffering and its causes. May all beings have happiness and its causes. May we carry the essence of Guanyin in our hearts. Namo Guanxin Pusa. And we close with a bow to Guanyin, a bow to one another, and a bow to the inner teacher. And wishing everyone a great day. If you did chant along with me, please put your counts in the comments or in the Goddess Temple app under Devotion and Grace. And I'll be back tomorrow. Bye.